Hey guys, how you doing? Michael Fleischner here with the Freelancer Profit System. And today I'm talking about how long does it take to grow your freelance business? Now, a lot of people ask me, hey, I want to start this business. I want to leave my full-time job. How long is it going to take? And some of the best advice that I ever got from a mentor was a very definitive answer. And I'll tell you why this answer was so powerful. It was powerful because when I asked how long it would take to grow my business, he was certain in the time frame. And two, it gave me the ability to shoot for something, to target something, a specific date or time period without putting so much pressure on myself that it would be debilitating or ineffective. And what that mentor told me was that it takes 3 years to build your freelance business. Now, don't be mistaken. That doesn't mean that it's going to take 3 years to earn money as a freelancer. In fact, quite the opposite. As a freelancer, you can start earning money tomorrow if you close a deal and start doing work for someone. However, if you want to build a freelance business, what do I mean by that? What I mean is if you want a self sustaining business that generates a consistent income for you, then it's going to take you 3 years. Now, why would it take so long? Well, believe it or not, 3 years is not a long period of time. There are many businesses that take decades to build and sustain and create ultimately the products or services they're going to deliver. So, in the grand scheme of things, 3 years isn't that long. Think of your age. If you're 40, by the time you're 43, if I said today, in 3 years, I'm going to hand you a business that's thriving and generating, a substantial amount of income. Would you do it? Of course you would, because 3 years really is not that long a period of time. And keep in mind that you're going to start earning right away, but getting it to the point where it's truly an independent business, something that holds value, something that's process driven, that helps employ other people, that's going to take 3 years. Now, why is 3 years such a great number? Well, in my personal experience, it's pretty accurate. And secondly, if it were sooner, if I said 1 year, then you might say, well, hey, if it's only going to take a year, I'm going to quit my job and I'm just going to focus on freelancing. But the problem is that as you start a freelance business, there are things that you need to learn, and learning takes time. It takes repetition. It takes multiple experiences before it really changes your character and how you approach certain types of business. And that can only be done over time and by taking on more and more freelance clients. So when thinking about how long is it going to take to grow your freelance business, I really want you to think not only in terms of the timeline, but the amount of work that you want to put in. I can tell you that I started during a full time job taking on freelance clients. I did it nights and weekends, an occasional lunch hour to make a phone call, and I gave up a lot to get there. And even so, if I had dropped everything and focused on doing that, it probably would have taken around the same amount of time. Now, of course, things can be accelerated or expanded, but you want to do things consistently and you want to do things right. So don't rush it. Don't turn around and say, I'm going to create this explosive business in a year. In fact, if you look at some of the most successful freelancers out there, it took years and lots of clients to get to the point where they are, where people are giving them referrals and the business is really self sustaining. So I guess what I'm saying is take a deep breath, relax, give yourself a timeline. I think 3 years is very reasonable as opposed to 5 years or 10 years because it seems so far out in the future. I mean, how can you get up every day and stay motivated and focused if it's going to take you 10 years to accomplish something? And fortunately for freelancing, it doesn't take that long. And as I mentioned earlier, you start to get a taste for it right away. So it's not like you're watering a seed for 3 years and you have nothing. And then in year three, it pops up. What this is more akin to is having a plant that is already budding and you're going to water it and you're going to treat it and you're going to give it sunlight and you're going to do what you need to do to cultivate that plant so that you can create additional plants along the way. So keep that in mind. Really excited for you guys to grow your freelance business. Put a timeline out there, take out a pad, start writing how you're going to get there over the next few years. And certainly let me know if you have any questions. So definitely leave some comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. As always, share it with others and subscribe to the channel for more helpful freelance advice. I'm Michael Fleischner. I'll see you next time.